All right. I am excited for this conversation because it is all about succeeding at sales calls. It is all about supporting you in this vital part of building a business, of course, which is getting paid clients, your ideal paid clients through the door. Talking to your clients is the way that you're going to do this and build a thriving business. So let's get straight to it. So right off the top, let's understand that selling does not have to be a dirty word. So if you have roadblocks around sales and around selling, I get it. I really get it. We've all been pitched. We've all been sold things like literally every day in our life. It happens in the media. It happens when we go into every store. It happens, we are inundated with all kinds of messages to buy things. And that's not even only commercially. We're getting sold to by our family, by our friends, by our relatives all the time. And it can feel overwhelming. It can feel like it's enough. And we don't like that. And we don't want to be part of that. And I've certainly come to understand this about myself. And I understand that we need to undo some of the narrative that we have so that we can be really good at selling Thai massage. Because what we're doing here is something completely different. Selling does not have to be a dirty word when our intention is to bring mindfulness and loving kindness into action. In fact, the first pillar of Thai massage is that mindfulness and loving kindness. And it is the way that we give this incredible massage and let that intention and let that knowledge guide us in how to give a great massage. It's also the same way that we are going to build a roster of our ideal clients. So it is really important to do the inner work. And I say here, first do the inner work, but you can certainly be doing this for your whole life. To understand that your self-worth is not determined by how many sales you make. To really embrace and embody your truth that you are already a success. You don't have to do one thing to understand and know that you are amazing, you are wonderful, supported, and loved and loving, and that life is on your side. So I really want you to have an inside approach to life and connect with the abundance and the prosperity that is inside you and all around you. Keep coming to that vibration of life and then keep coming to it again and again and again, really as a daily practice. And really the other stream of this course is how we bring the wisdom practice of Thai massage into our life. This knowledge that the massage is teaching us all the time about love and loving kindness, about who we truly are. And so if these are issues for you, then I absolutely encourage you, and it's so important to dig into that aspect of the course, to set your daily intentions, to do your daily practices, to know that how we strengthen our mind is exercise, just like we strengthen our body, and it needs to be a daily practice. And this is a key component of it. And this is also where it starts to get gray and fuzzy, where we are really blending in business and life and relationships and ourselves and in the things that we want to help make of our life and the massage. And it all really does work together. So we need to do our daily practices. We need to strengthen our attention, our mindfulness, our muscles of love and kindness, and what it means to truly live from the inside out, from that place, to understand how abundance and prosperity are attainable, how they are within us, how they are already who we are, and align ourselves with that. And in that same way, we are turning sales into a practice, something that's going to offer you so much healing, so much growth, so much excitement, so much love, so much opportunity, and so much transformation, while you're also helping others and bringing in amazing paying clients, your ideal clients who you get to help, and they get to be so excited as well by all the ways that they get to be helped. Also, let's trust the process. Let's understand that this is a daily practice, and if we just put into action simple and attainable things every day, then our success is guaranteed. Now, in a very tangible way, our approach when we are talking to our clients is we want to be the best listener we can be the best listener you can be. hear where your client is at and understand their needs. And that is how we are approaching our conversations with our clients. So if the word sales just doesn't resonate with you, see it as having a conversation. And this is the place that we are coming from when we have the conversation. And then from there, we get to evaluate how to best meet them where they're at with our words, and then eventually with our massage. You get to evaluate if you are a true fit for each other, and then and only then do you decide if you're going to proceed together. So the inner work that I've just been talking about, that then becomes a bridge to the outer work. And when you have understood your self-worth is not dependent on getting that sale, then what's going to happen rather is that as you're talking to them and you're understanding and you're getting to know them and their issues and their pain and the kind of transformation that you are, or that they are looking for, when you understand just how potent and how powerful the massage is as well and how it can help and support them, then it's just going to be so apparent that you love what you do and it's going to show. And with each massage you give, you gain great results, and that's going to give you even more fuel to show that love and give ways for that love to come through, that excitement and that passion to come through. You see your potential client in pain and how they're in need of your help for that transformation. So if they're a great fit, you'll know it, you'll communicate it with enthusiasm, authenticity, and presence. And as a result, it's very reasonable to expect that as you just follow this system and you do these practices, to expect that when you have someone on a sales call, that at least 50 to 80% of the time you are going to close the sale, that they are going to book a massage with you and then even become a long-term client of yours. And that over time, that success rate is going to be closer to 100% of the time. And if it's not close to 100% of the time, it's because you are discovering that they're actually not a great fit for you. And so you will feel empowered to even decline and maybe offer them a different solution for what is going to be for what they're looking for. So let's break it down. The first goal here, as we are talking to our person, the way that we turn selling really more into unselling, is we want to understand and listen. We're not being pushy. We're not offering some magical solution to their problems because we know best. Let's undo that narrative. Let's really just be present, and we're going to understand and we're going to listen to their issues, their problems, and what they're looking for. The majority of the time, especially in the first part of the conversation, when we are talking to our potential client, we just let them talk. We encourage them to talk as much as possible, letting them know that you hear them, and internally you'll just be generous as you listen. From there, you're essentially a detective where you diagnose if they're a good fit for you and you for them, and let them know it either way. If and only if it really feels like they're a good fit for you, that's when you get to share your authentic thoughts. And since you'll be excited when the answer is yes, that they are a good fit for you, you just simply share in that enthusiastic voice and you just let them know honestly, authentically, your thoughts. You'll do your best to choose words that meet them where they are, and only then do you get to share a solution to their pain. And similarly, if they're not a good fit, then you'll also let them know. And if you know of someone else, perhaps from your roster of strategic partners that we'll be talking about, then you will pass along that contact information as well and thank them for their time. As you understand and listen, I want you to just always be open and available to what the moment is teaching you, to what your potential client is teaching you about them, and evaluate if together the two of you can address their problem. So in this way, you are operating from a place of abundance, from a place of truth, and just wanting to do what's best for everyone involved. It's not about trying to get as much as you can or operating from a scarcity mindset or feeling like I must close this sale. Rather, it is operating from a place of truth and harmony. And that means that that's also how you get to grow your business, with integrity, from a place of strength that will benefit you in the moment and exponentially so in the long term. What we are getting into now is a sales script that I have created for you. It is a proven sales script that works to bring clients in, and you can easily adapt it for related services, like if you are also a yoga teacher doing private yoga or other kind of health and wellness offerings that you want to offer your clients. I've used a version of this myself in bringing you in. If you're watching and part of this class, it's because we talked according to a similar sales script where I could share with you what this class is all about. And so now what I want to do is do the same thing and take you step by step through a conversation. I want you to practice it with your friends and your family before you use it on your calls, and know that really it is a system. It is built in such a way that there are suggested words to say and cues that you're listening for. Also, in this script, I lay out things for you to consider and understand about each step of the process. And at the very end, there's a section that includes suggestions on what to say if your potential client has objections, such as the price, or if they're feeling hesitant or need a guiding hand. So overall, the beginning of this is about setting the intention. That's the first part of the script. In the first part, you're really just setting the intention and the tone of the conversation. You are the leader. So you're letting them know that you're here to listen. As we've said, this is really our first goal. And you want to know what's going on for them so that you can see if things are a good fit. And as a result, kind of behind the scenes, what you're doing is you're building trust between the two of you so that they feel more comfortable to share their story. From there, you're listening and you are almost like a detective. So you want to invite them to share their story while you do your best to listen. You want to understand their present situation, the pain or the issues that they're dealing with. You want to dig deep so that it all becomes clear to you and to them. And really, to them is important too, because when they get a chance to get out of their head and just put it out into the world, sometimes they don't even know the full scope of what's going on with them until they get a chance to share and communicate it. So this is so important. You're already providing an amazing service for them just having this conversation. So first, yes, we're trying to understand the issues, and then we want to understand this or do the same process with regards to the results that they're looking to achieve. We want them to understand what it would mean not to have the pain they are dealing with and to excel at the activity, the sport, or the parts of their life that they want to engage in. We want to learn how invested they are in their own healing and transformation. And a big part of that is because, in my opinion at least, my ideal clients are people who want to help themselves. So we want to dig into that a little bit, and we want them to understand that healing is a process. It takes time, and the more that they can do to engage in it, the more successful it will be. So we want to know how willing they are to engage in it, whether that means coming for regular massages, whether that means maybe homework and self-care things that you can offer them, etc. Once you've gathered all that information, so really it's only towards the end, now you're in a much better place to assess if this is the right fit and if they truly are your ideal client. And you'll know it first and foremost because of the excitement that's moving through you. You'll be so excited and motivated to tell them about the massage, what you do and how it can help and how you can help. It will feel comfortable and natural and right. Once you've shared it, then they can now assess if it's the right fit for them. And if you both agree, then you agree. You're ready, they're ready, it's time to book your session. So you get to set the price, the date, and the time. But if you or them were to decide that it's really not the right fit, then you take an honest look at that and you thank them for their time and perhaps refer them to someone else that's a better fit. If you encounter resistance, but you still feel like they're a good fit and they just need a little more support to help get there, then use the last part of the script that's provided here to address the most common roadblocks that you might face. This script is laid out for you. You have it in written form as part of the content in the classroom, but at the same time, we're going to go through it right here step by step. So in this script, you'll see, here's the legend, there's bold writing, and these are the various parts of the call that you're going to be having. The blue writing are notes for you to consider that outline the various sections of the call. The black writing is the suggested words that you can use when you're having your conversation, and whenever you see red, that's when you're waiting for input for them before you continue. First part 1, the warm-up. Hey there, very happy to talk with you today. How's your day going? So real simple, We want to just break the ice a little bit, and then we're getting ready to jump right in with setting the intention and taking the lead. So the suggested script is, here's how the call will go today. My intention is to learn more about you and your body. I want to learn more about where you're at, your pain, your issues, and what your goals are so that I can assess if I can help you. If it sounds like I can help, I'll explain what Thai massage is all about and what I have to offer. From there, we can decide if working together is a fit for both of us. How does that sound for you? Let's wait for their confirmation. If they say it sounds great, then we continue. Also, you can mention, just a heads up, I'll be taking notes. So if you hear the keyboard clicking, that's why. Part 3 is becoming the detective and gathering the data. Ask them, I'd love to know, what was your motivation for talking with me today? And so here is where we start becoming that great listener. We gather words that help you and them to understand the root of their problem, their motivation for a session, and perhaps the transformation they are seeking. Some questions to get that started include, what do you feel is the main issue you're struggling with right now? And are there any other issues you're struggling with? How long has this been an issue or point of frustration for you and your life? What else have you tried to get to the root of and or fix your problem? We are going to reiterate, but even before we get to reiterating, you should know that, those are starting and jumping off points. And then based on what they tell you, perhaps you want to keep digging a little bit and you want to just keep asking questions in such a way that invites them to share information. Once you feel like that you've really gotten to the root and they've gotten to the root of what their pain and what their issues are, here's now where you get to share your listening skills, help them to see how you can hold space for them and keep both of you open in case you've missed anything. So it's real simple. You say, well, thanks so much for sharing all of that. And here's what I'm hearing at this point. You've got this, you've got that, and you've got this issue. And it's affecting you in these ways. From here, let's talk about the ideal outcome, the transformation that they're seeking. You can say to them, I feel like I have a really good idea of where you're at, so now let me understand where you want to go. Here you can use some or all of the points below to help understand the transformation that they are seeking. And it's really important, again, for both you and for them. They may be very clear on the problem they're having, but maybe less so about what it would mean to have those issues relieved. So it's almost like you may be shining a bright light in their direction to really understand the importance of this session and what it can mean for them. Similarly, as you get to know them and what's important to them, it should help you to become excited and motivated and knowing what you know about this massage and your other skills and how you can help them. You're going to ask them, well, instead of, and reiterating the points of what they already shared about the pain that they're in, if we can relieve these issues, then what would you like to do that you may be limited in your activities now? How would your life change? Or let's get them to visualize a bit. Take it a step further. If you could wave a magic wand and have your ideal situation 6 months from now, what would that look like? Let's get even more specific. What is your motivation for getting these results? Beyond feeling better in your body, is it to be able to, and here's a few examples, pick up your grandchildren, play a sport that you love, live pain-free, be more intimate with your partner, dance freely, feel younger, etc. How would things change if you got that result? And this is a great question. What do you think the cost of not feeling better in your body is costing you on a bigger level? As it relates to your friends, your family, your relationships, your health, your self-esteem, your finances, yourself. I hear you, and I thank you for sharing all of that with me. Clearly, you're asking some pretty big questions and some pretty deep questions. And in my opinion, they've just opened up. They've shared vulnerability. They've gotten authentic with you. And I would ask, is there something you can offer about your story and about yourself that then really creates a connection? So here really is where I would suggest, if you have a personal story that you'd like to share with them about your own transformation, about pain that you've been in the past, now would be a great time. They've just chosen to trust you, and it's great if you can be open with them and perhaps a little vulnerable about where you come from. Now, the last part about your being a detective is understanding their commitment. In my opinion, the ideal client is one who would like to work with you long-term and would like to invest in their success. They're not necessarily looking for someone to fix them, especially not in 1 or 2 sessions, Rather, they want an ally and a partner towards their own healing. Now, you may have a different opinion of what your ideal client looks like, in which case, use this section to devise questions that help you to get to know what kind of effort they're willing to put into the process. Knowing the answers to this section will also help you if any objections come up as it relates to cost or the time that it might take. Okay, a couple things I'd like to ask you about. What, if anything, do you think could be holding you back from achieving the results you're looking for on your own? And here are some possible answers, like, I don't know how to do this on my own, or I want to work with someone who's helped with others, or I've already tried many things and it hasn't worked. More questions you can ask. What feelings does it bring up when you think about staying where you are right now and not achieving your desired results? What do you think it will take from you to achieve those results? And how committed are you to getting to your ideal outcome? Now, one thing I want you to understand is that we're not only asking these questions because we're trying to assess if they're willing to invest long-term to become long-term clients, if this is working. Although if that comes out as part of this, of course, that's great, because we know that an ideal client is a client that will work with us for a long time. But we also want to know how motivated they are to take care of themselves, to maybe make a few choices that can help themselves all along the way. Because the massage, let's say we're even massaging every week, there's still going to be 6 days in between where they're not getting massaged, where bad habits could further add to the issues, versus good habits, some different choices, some healthy choices throughout the day can really help change the situation that much faster. So for me, it always excites me when I know that I'm talking to someone that is willing, at least open, even if they don't know how or what. We are getting a sense of their openness to maybe go for a walk a little more often, maybe get a self-massage tool, do a few yoga poses, etc. Because all of these lifestyle choices and habits throughout the day, that's so often what has caused the issue, that is having them come to see you, and then making some choices that are really healthy can then shift the problem into something that's much more productive. And we want results. We want to promote and help to provide transformation. To me, that's also part of having an ideal client. So clients that are also willing to invest not only the time to come see us for massages, but really invest good time in their own care and in their own empowerment, makes for a better client. Now you've got all this information, so let's pivot to you. So first off, thank you for sharing all of that with me. It already means a lot for your healing journey that you've trusted me with all this information. Now, based on what you've told me, I believe you're a great fit for what I do, and I'm excited to work with you. And I can see how what I do can really help you. On the other hand, if you've gone through all that knowledge and information and you really sense that they're not a fit, then politely wrap it up here. Thank them for their time. And you can even refer them to someone else who you think would be a better fit and suggest perhaps following up down the road to reassess. Otherwise, you're going to ask them, would you like to know how I can help you? Wait for the yes. And, the reason why I suggest you ask a question like that at this point is because you just want to know that they're engaged and that they're still focused and paying attention and really part of the conversation. So now is when you get to share what Thai massage is and how you can help. Let's choose a language that really best speaks to them, how you can help their pain, how you feel like the massage and your work can help to facilitate the kind of transformation they're looking for and help them to enjoy the activities that come from that positive transformation. And we really want to keep it high level. So have a high level description of the massage. There's no need to get into every detail of what a session looks like unless they have specific questions or their specific needs means that they need reassurance for how it will go. So some examples of how you can describe what it is that you do. I help people go from the pain that they've already described to the transformation that they've already described using Thai massage. And then if you have any other skills in your toolkit, you can mention that as well, so that the desired results that they've also already described. Or you can tell them I have helped clients go from the kind of pain and issues that they have to the transformation that they're looking for. I typically work with clients who are struggling with this, that, and the next thing. And again, it's all specific to their specific issues. And again, when you describe what Thai massage is, then again, you're using words that really meet them where they're at. So in previous videos that are part of the Foundations course, we've talked about describing this massage to different people, that someone who has a yoga background is going to really resonate perhaps with the yoga aspects to it. Someone who's in specific kind of pain is going to resonate with those aspects to it. So talk up the parts of the massage that really are connecting with the client, and then tell them how we can use the massage to help address their issues. And then ask, how does that sound? And from here, you stop talking, you let them ask for more, and you answer any questions they have thoroughly, and at the same time keeping it at a high level. So a high level means, just talking generally about what the massage can do. If you start dissecting every aspect of the massage, at the beginning we are going to do this move for your shoulders and then this move for your back. It may be a valuable thing to do with a specific kind of client, but you can really get lost in the weeds when you go and dissect and get into it too deeply. So try to keep it at that higher level, and then if there are any specific details that are really important. For some people, for example, maybe it's the part where you keep your clothes on. Maybe it is the part that we get to be on our back, on our front multiple times so that our backs don't get tired from lying in a certain position for too long. Whatever it may be, you pull out the details that you think are relevant to them without getting too lost in all those details. And you offer those specific details up only after you've given this nice introduction, and based on the questions that they may still have, then you can get into it in more detail as needed. Now we can talk about the pricing, and your approach here depends on your pricing structure and where you're at. If you're just starting out, or if you're running a promotion, or if you're simply doing a campaign to bring in more clients at your regular rates, what you're going to talk about right now is really going to depend. If you're using the 50-30-10 method, here's what we say. Right now, I'm running a promotion for the next X number of clients who sign up with me, where for your first session, you receive a 50% discount from my regular price, which is X amount per hour. So it's a perfect opportunity to see for yourself what a session's all about and how it can help you. I'm only taking clients at this price for the next X number of weeks, and I only have this number of spots available, and this number are already taken. So how does that land? So at this point, you're only providing the 50% discount. You're going to save the 30 and the 10% discounts for later once they actually come for the massage. And really that part is optional. Maybe you feel like you want to lay out the full 50-30-10 method to them. I just think, again, sometimes too much information becomes too much information. We want to excite them with this special that you're offering them and just get them to book at that price, and then let them experience it and feel it for themselves, which is exactly what we've said here. And then once they've felt it, then you can talk to them about the 30% discount on the second massage and the 10% discount going forward. That's my approach. That's one way to approach it. It is really not the only way. And if you feel like you want to be upfront about the whole structure that you have, then you should. You absolutely should. Most important, again, we mentioned, let this come from the inside out. So if you feel like you want to be upfront about all those details, that it helps you to, again, make the best relationship and share it in that way, then go for it. If you're using standard pricing, you can still build some scarcity and some urgency into what you're talking about. So you mention to them the cost for a session is X number of per hour. Let them know that currently you have X number of spots available in your schedule, and this number have already been taken as you've been reaching out to more and more people lately. So again, we really just want to create enough urgency that they're willing to take some action right now or in the very near future. And then from here, you can say, I suggest we start with one session so you can see for yourself what it's all about and how it can help you, and then we can take it from there. What do you think? A few other things that may need to be addressed at this point. One is, if you're going to see them, if there's a travel fee on top of your regular pricing, you want to let them know. You may want to be talking about the lengths of your sessions. So do you offer sessions of different lengths, such as 90 minutes or 120 minutes? then you're going to want to share that information as well and share your prices for longer sessions. In my opinion, it's best to keep that 50% discount for the 1-hour massages only. Now, if you're offering more just standard pricing, well then do you include a discount if they book for a longer session? So for example, if it's $100 for 1 hour, instead of charging $150 for 90 minutes, you might give them a discount at that point. If it's maybe $140 for 90 minutes, any pricing issues, any fees, now's a good time to share it as well. Everyone's in agreement, they're excited, you're excited, then the last step really is to just process it and have a payment. So great, we can get you started right away. Let's book the date. Here's what I have available this week and next, and let them know that you're going to follow up with an email confirming your session, and it will also help you to prepare for the session. Typically, I have people pay when they show up for the session. If you have a cancellation policy, definitely mention it at this point as well and put it in the email that you're going to send out to them as part of all of the information that you want to send out before the massage to get them really ready for the massage. And there is a handout that gives you tips and ideas for what to put in that email that's part of this course. Now, if they don't want to enroll right away, then use the follow-up messages in the resources section to continue to nurture the lead. There are emails that you can use to then follow up in a few days to see how they're doing and get them booked later. Now, let's say they have some objections, let's say over the price or various other things, and you still feel like they're a good fit. So here are some ways to tackle them. All right, so number one, if they have some hesitation, just let them know, okay, I feel your hesitation and I understand it. Your health and getting yourself to the place you'd like is a big decision. At the same time, based on what we talked about, the way I understand it, and you can recap all of the stuff that they've already shared with you, and how serious you take it, so therefore just letting them know that the sooner we start, the better. You can repeat why you're excited to work with them and the results that you think you can bring them and any related success stories you have, or why you think Thai massage is such a great fit for the transformation they're looking for. And if you don't have a success story because you're just starting out yourself, well then maybe something in your own personal story is something that you can share with them at this point. So you can let them know that you don't want to work with every potential client, but you want to work with people who are invested in their transformation, who want to have amazing results, and together we can get there. Based on what we've discussed so far, I really feel like that describes you to a T. That's another reason why I would like to work with you and why I think we're a great fit. But at the same time, I can't want this more than you do. So again, you are reaffirming with them that you want to be a partner in their health, in their transformation and feeling better. You are, just letting them know, working a little bit harder to show how you're willing to take the lead. But at the same time, you're not desperate. You are just laying it out there in an authentic and honest way. But if they really aren't a fit, then at this point, it's really important to listen to your instincts. And if it seems that you want it much more than they do, or even a little more, you have to decide what that feels like for you. And if it feels like they are just not ready, then now is the best time to close and let them know that you thank them for speaking with you. Great to gain more insight into where you're at in the journey. But based on the conversation, I don't feel like my offering is the best fit for you at this time. All right, so the money component. I don't have the money, I can't afford it. Well, then here you can recap the part of the conversation around opportunity cost. Like, from what you shared right now, you're already spending this much per month trying to solve this problem, and you've spent this number over the last couple months or maybe even years. Or you can talk about, I also understand that you're suffering in all these ways and it's not working. And we've already agreed that this massage and all I can offer you is a great solution. What's more, because of your issues, you're not able to, and here's where you can list those desired results. Important to give space for that fact that money is an issue and let them know that you get that it's an investment and you don't take it lightly. But that's also why you're saying we take it one step at a time, to just book one session, take that one small step forward, see what it feels like for them, and assess, and then take it from there. If they're still hesitant and you feel strongly that they're a great fit, but they still need to get over the financial hurdle, then see if you can get creative and if you can leave it to them to take the lead. It helps to show that they're truly interested but also motivated to work with you. So at the same time, in the back of your head, you may want to consider dividing up the cost of a session into more than one payment, or offering a discount for the first session if that because you're not actually using the 50-30-10 method, but maybe you might decide to use that with this particular client. Maybe you want to talk about a sliding scale for this person, etc. But here's how I would suggest leading into that conversation. I always believe the money part will take care of itself, and I do my best to work with people in similar financial situations, and I want to work something out. So how do you think we can make this happen that works for you, where we can create a win-win? So wait for them to really come up with their own idea and then see if that is truly something you can work with, that you want to work with, because you are still excited to work with them, and then you can make your decision on if this is going to work for you as well. All right, another obstacle that may come up is that they'll tell you that I can't make this decision right now, that they need some more time. So just ask them, I want to be sure I didn't leave anything out, because I know it can lead to it being difficult to make a decision. So is there something you feel like you want to discuss further? And then let them know that you want to do a follow-up call and schedule it right then for that time. Or let them know that you'll check in with them in 3 days, 5 days, whatever it may be, so that we can see if they've had some more time to think about it and what they think. If they tell you they want to talk to their husband or wife or partner, again, let them know you respect that. Ask them when they'll actually talk to their partner, and then suggest, again, specifically when you're going to follow up with them. Maybe they might say something like, once I have the money, I'd love to work with you. So if you think they're sincere, let them know that that would be great, and you look forward to hearing from them. And if they're okay with it, that you'll follow up with them as well. And once that's set, if you feel like you can push a little on this, just ask them something along the lines of, can I ask you an honest question? I understand you're currently at a place where you're not making enough money to get a massage at the moment. I also understand, based on all we talked about, how much you see the potential for these sessions to help you. So I would ask, is there something you're currently spending money on that you could reduce or eliminate for the time being, so that we can give this a try? Let that be a little doorway into the money aspects, into the opportunity costs, into what they may be willing to shift in their life. And again, maybe it's not about what they do right now in the moment to book, but you're planting a seed, and again, you're showing an interest without being too pushy, but you are taking the lead. So you're trying to find the balance right there. Finally, I've tried so many different things and I've never gotten the results I was seeking. So let them know how you understand how frustrating that can be. And you can also let them know, if it's true for you, that you've actually massaged many people who have been in the same place as you are, and we've gotten some spectacular results, and here you can share some more stories. And then finish with, at the same time, that's why I suggest we start with one session so you can assess for yourself, and then we'll take it from there. So there you have it, an A to Z complete sales script that you can use to build amazing relationships with your clients in the moment, and for the long-term success of their body and their life, and for your business as well. And then from here, it's really all about, how do we get those clients? So we're getting real close to talking about the 30-day profit plan. We also want to talk about strategic partners and building those relationships as well. So we're going to do that next, and then we're going to jump in to the profit plan.